Chapter 2. Disorient. Sleep takes you easily, but it can't seem to maintain its grasp on you. Yesterday was much the same, or so Sollux has told you. You can't be unconscious when you're piloting a ship, so the helm has its ways of keeping you awake pretty much indefinitely without losing function. As such, your body isn't accustomed to sleep anymore, and has been fluctuating between what it knows and what it needs. You can only seem to stay asleep for a couple of hours at a time, but in exchange, you don't stay awake for long either. A purple sky stretches out above you, endless and deep. The air is cool, and a light breeze dances by, passing over your skin and through your hair. You look down at the firm ground beneath you, bend your knees, then spring up and fly to look at the town around you from above. You keep rising and rising. You didn't mean to go so high, but you quickly realize you can't stop. The town shrinks in your view until the buildings are only pinpricks, and the air around you keeps getting colder. If you go much farther, there won't be any air around you. But, against your will, you fly higher still. You can see all of Alternia now, its gray surface marbled by clouds. You see one of its moons to the side, then the other whizzes past you from behind. All three bodies won't stop getting smaller. How are you breathing this far into space? You fly so far that there's nothing close by enough to track your movement with, not even stars. All you can see in every direction is endless dark, stretching on for infinity and simultaneously pressing in on you, crushing you down, trapping you. You can't move, you can't escape this. It's your psionics propelling you, but you can't choose where to go, not really. You just want to stop, you just want to leave, but you can't. Amidst the oppressive pressure of the boundless dark surrounding you, you keep flying, not because you want to, but because you have to. You wonder if this is all you'll experience ever again. Part of you feels resigned to that fate. Another, smaller part is still desperately trying to resist it. But what chance is there of rescue? There's no one else around. As soon as it sinks in that this is all there is for you now, you pull your eyes open and find yourself back in your respite block on the ship, bolting upright on your sleeping platform with your blood pressure pounding. The sudden motion instantly draws Sollux's attention from across the block, where he sat curled up in a chair with his husk top. He looks up at you with concern and asks, "Are you okay?" But it was... You were... You think you are okay after all. You don't feel like it. The insidious building dread of that endless void, feeling crushed and constrained even in the vastness of space. It wasn't real, but you're still terrified. Was it a dream? Sollux asks gently. A dream. Right. You remember those. Hesitantly you nod and try to slow down your breathing. I'm sorry, Sollux says sympathetically. I was gonna say you must be getting better. You nearly hit 4 hours that time, but I guess it won't feel as great when your pan is fucking with you like that. You shrug indifferently, or at least try to, without upsetting your wounds. Nothing you can do about it now. You're fine. Do you need anything now that you're awake? Sollux asks. You think for a moment, try to take stock. Your mouth is so dry. You tap a fingertip to your lips. Oh shit, that's right, food and water exist. Sollux blurts quietly, then covers it with, no, I never lose track of time and end up with KK on my case about forgetting to eat. Not at all, why do you ask? He sets his husk top off to the side and gets up, promising to be back quickly with food and drink for both of you, then hurries out the door. Eating is an arduous and overwhelming task, you've learned. But no matter how it looks, you do not need help, thank you. You're grateful to find nothing that requires much dexterity and nothing that tastes too strongly. Who knew going for ages without using one of your senses would make any input to that sense feel extreme? But you get through it. At the end, you drain the last of the water in your cup and then lie back on your pillows again. Sollux is back to tapping away at his husk top and squinting at the screen like he can make whatever he's looking at make sense if he glares at it hard enough. He groans at something, covers his face with his hand, then sighs and stands up, shutting the computer and picking it up. Hey, Psy, I have to go to my friend's meeting to tell them they're idiots for not listening to me. You okay on your own for a bit? You nod, so he leaves. He's barely out the door when you hear him talking irritatedly in the hallway, presumably on a call with someone, though he's getting too far away for you to make out what he's saying. Then it's quiet again. You're not really used to silence. You used to be able to listen in on anywhere on the ship via the security feeds. Only having eyes and ears in one place feels so limited now. But you don't mind the quiet. Without much to occupy it, your mind starts to go a little blank, except for the thought that it's kind of nice not to be doing anything for once. Why would you ever not be doing anything? Your blood pusher thuds. There's always work to be done, maintenance to oversee, surveillance feeds to review, courses to navigate. You should never, ever have nothing to do. How did you even get out of the helm's block? You need to get back before she finds out you're not there. In a panic, you scramble clumsily to your feet. You still can't walk very quickly, but you have to go. It's a struggle, dragging yourself down the hallway with only the wall to hold on to for support. Seconds feel like hours. When you reach the door to the helm's block, you nearly collapse to your knees as you slam your hand on the scanner. Only the highest levels of clearance are allowed in here, but your biometrics will open any door on the ship because you essentially are the ship. You drag yourself across the room to the chamber in the middle, where you're supposed to be, where you belong. It's already open and waiting for you. All you have to do is... Your hand freezes as soon as it closes around the first wire. You can't do it. You can't go back in there. Not again. Sheer terror chills your veins, and you drop uselessly to the floor. You should never have gotten out in the first place. Was this worth it? Batteries that don't work get discarded. You don't know how long you stay there motionless, with no other sound than the pounding of your blood pusher. It feels like either you stopped existing for a while there, or everything around you did. You only come back to yourself when you hear rapidly approaching footsteps. Someone's coming. You're sure it's her, and she's not going to be happy. You gasp and turn away, bracing yourself for whatever punishment she sees fit to give you. Psy? That's not her voice, and she doesn't call you that. Your curiosity wins out, and you look up. It's not her. It's Sollux. It's Sollux, your descendant, the one who freed you from this helm when the Empress died. That's right. The Empress is dead. How did you forget that? There you are, Sollux sighs in relief. You scared me. I got back and you weren't in your block. What's wrong? You don't know. Something is. Something's wrong, but is it just wrong that you're here, or is it wrong that you feel like you're supposed to be? Panic and relief and shame flood you at once, still curled up on the floor, frozen in place, staring at him. What the fuck are you doing here? Undoing all your descendants' hard work? Re-traumatizing yourself? Giving a system that would have killed you a chance to finish the job? Sollux comes closer and kneels down beside you, but doesn't touch you. His tone is so gentle as he breathes. It's okay. You don't have to be here anymore. You're free. You bury your face in your trembling hands and desperately wish you didn't need so much help. Wish you could just be fine. Wish you weren't so broken. Everything is strange or frustrating or painful, and you don't know what to do with yourself as half-functional as you are. You can't go back to the way things were, but this sucks too. As you think it, guilt bubbles up in your chest, and you know it's not even comparable. This sucks, but nothing could ever hurt you as much as the wires and the draining and the being treated like an object because you near enough were one. Despite how much is still working against you right now, this is better. You know it is. You look back up into your descendant's eyes and wish you could apologize. You never have to set foot in that awful chamber again, and you have him to thank for that. Him freeing you doesn't just mean the world to you. It's worth more than galaxies. And you very nearly squandered it. What the fuck is wrong with you? There's not a trace of anger or offense to be found in your descendant's expression, only sympathetic concern. His hand is paused in the air, halfway between you and him, like he wants to touch you, but isn't sure if you can handle that right now. Why isn't he mad at you after what you just tried to do? You hide your face again, pulling yourself in to be as small as possible. Your throat aches and your breath is shaky. Your face heats up with shame. Why did you try to do that to yourself? Why did you try to do that to him? What's wrong with you? You hear Sollux inhale like he's about to speak a couple times, but no words come out. You can practically hear his thought process. It's pointless to ask if you're okay, because you're clearly not. It's pointless to ask what happened, because you can't tell him, and so on. You tilt your head up, not enough to meet his gaze, just enough so he can hear you hoarsely whisper, sorry. What? What are you sorry for? You take his hand in both of yours and let your head fall again. You're sorry for so much. You're sorry you scared him when you weren't where he thought you'd be. You're sorry you're such a mess. It must be so much trouble to take care of you because you don't work right anymore. You're sorry for making him be here in this room again after everything you've been through and everything he did for you. And you're sorry you tried to throw it all away. You're sorry for everything he must have had to endure just to get here and get you out. He must have been worrying about you for longer than you know, and now he must be worrying about you even more. He must be such a disappointment. You're sorry you're not what he was probably hoping for. Even if you remembered how to talk, you're not sure you could tell him all of that. The two of you sit there on the floor wordlessly. You squeeze your eyes shut. You can't look at him. His hand gives yours a gentle, reassuring pressure. For a moment, the only sound is your unsteady breathing. Then Sollux's palm husk rings, and you hear him take it out and answer it. Hey, KK. I found him. Yeah, he's okay. Well, not okay, but not hurt. Well, not unhurt, but not hurt any more than he already was. You know what I mean. No. We'll come to you. Where are you right now? Yeah, that's probably better. Okay, we'll meet you there. Bye. Finally, you look up at him inquisitively. Carcat wants to see us, 'cause I told him I couldn't find you. He explains, then hesitates. I have questions about what just happened, but I know you haven't met Carcat yet, so if you don't want me to talk about it in front of him, I won't. You point to Sollux, then tilt your head as you make a diamond shape with your fingers. A sheepish little laugh escapes him, and his face turns a little yellow. More like... He copies your diamond shape with his hands, then changes it to a heart, then a spade, then back to a diamond, then waves his hands in the air nonsensically and laughs at himself a little. But yes, he's that to me. You nod in understanding, a faint smile pulling at the edge of your mouth despite everything. All right, he says, and reaches for your hand again to help you up. Let's get the fuck out of here, huh? You end up in one of the nearby residential areas of the ship, which are really more like hotels than hive stems. As you recall, the room you're standing in front of now is vacant, or you suppose it was until yesterday. Sollux opens the door with a keycard and instantly flings himself at the lounge plank. Hey, KK, he calls as he nestles into the corner of it. Sollux, hey! A voice responds from the respite block part of the place. Just a sec. You have just enough time to stumble a little further into the block before the other person appears from around a corner. His eyes meet yours, and you freeze as he approaches. The short young troll in front of you has small round horns and wild hair. His face is soft and round, but It's his eyes that grab you. They're really red. Not burgundy, but bright RGB red. Suddenly you're not in this borrowed block anymore. You're outside, in a town you're not totally familiar with, watching a large crowd of people as they listen to the bright young man speaking to all of them. His eyes are the same mutated red. They glimmer with hope as he speaks. His words are lost to time, but you remember how hearing them made you feel like, for once in your life, you had something to look forward to and build toward. The man steps down when he's done talking and comes up to you with a warm smile, like simply being in your presence is a gift in his eyes. He takes your hand, and the two of you walk side by side. He chatters to you incessantly, and you smile, your pump biscuit swelling with affection for him. The image fades from your mind as suddenly as it appears. A memory, you realize. A memory of before, of Alternia, someone important to you. Someone important. Full stop. Psi, you okay? Sollux asks, peering up at you over the back of the lounge plank. You look to him, nod, and look down, a little embarrassed at having spaced out like that, but unable to shake the memory from your mind. Then you turn back to the troll in front of you to find his hand still extended and waiting. You take it. I'm Karkat, he tells you with a polite smile as he shakes your hand. Karkat Vantis. I know Sollux has just been calling you Psi. Do you want me to do that too, or would you rather I say the whole word? You tilt your head from side to side and hold up 2 fingers. Both work? He checks, and you nod. At that, he turns to Sollux instantly, and with a flat, accusatory tone tells him, So that's where you get it from. I should have guessed. Sollux only snickers in response. Karkat rolls his eyes, then carries on the conversation like nothing happened. Anyway, it's nice to meet you. I know you've been through a lot. I want to help however I can. Oh, hey, Sollux says, seemingly unprompted. You want my palm husk again? Here. We should really find you one of your own soon. He pulls it out and unlocks it, opens a blank note, and hands it to you when you sit down next to him. Karkat stands behind the lounge plank and leans on the back of it. Now they can both see what you type. You don't wait for either of them to ask you anything.
Sorry, scared you and disappear.
It's okay, Sollux says emphatically. I'm just glad you didn't hurt yourself.
Almost did. You stopped me.
Can I ask what happened? Karkat murmurs hesitantly. It's up to you if you want to say, Sollux tells you. As it happens, you don't really want to tell either of them everything, but you also don't want it to happen again. You feel yourself shudder at the recollection, though, and decide to say,
Ask later.
Okay, Sollux says. No protest, no fuss, no follow-up questions. Your relief is palpable. Is there anything we could do for you right now that would help? Karkat asks. You ponder it for a moment, but all you can think of is...
Wish could talk faster.
That's all you really want. Though, you did just spend an unknown amount of time dissociating on the floor because you couldn't stand to plug anything in again. We talked about that, Sollux says.
I can wait.
Hey, while we're here, he blurts after a moment, then doesn't finish his sentence before getting up and disappearing into the respite block. Were you going to elaborate? Karkat calls after him. Give me 2 seconds, is all Sollux says to that. He returns with some clothes and holds them out to show you. One is a plain button-down like the one he's wearing, but his is black with a gold grid pattern, whereas this one is solid dark gray. The sleeves are already cuffed. You guess he always wears them that way. In his other hand is a jacket, a simple soft hoodie with gold sleeves and your sign, his sign, embroidered on the chest. You can have these, he says simply. Don't worry about me, I've got more. You reach out for the shirt, so he holds it up and drapes it over your shoulders. He starts to reach to help you with the sleeves, but you gently shove his arm away. You can do this. It takes a few tries, but you get your arms in unassisted. You note that the shirt fits a bit loose. Apparently Sollux just prefers it, but it's also helpful for getting the sleeves over your injured arms. All good? Sollux asks, and you nod. He sits back down next to you and hands you the jacket as well, which you just hold on to for now. Sollux and Karkat don't immediately ask you anything after that, so you pull your legs up onto the lounge plank and gently cross your forearms on your knees so that you can rest your head on your shoulder. It's a bit difficult to get to that position in a way that won't make you bleed, but you manage it, then pick Sollux's palm husk back up. Tired? Sollux asks gently.
Always.
Both Sollux and Karkat mumble in amusement about how relatable that is. We can go back to your block if you want, Sollux offers. You start typing a response as Karkat whispers, "But we need your help with the—" "I'll do it from my husk top," Sollux insists. "But what if you have to fix something face to face? You can't just stay put forever." "Not forever, just while he adjusts. We're grown-ass adults. Neither of us plan on being chained to that block forever." "But how long?" You cut off their whispered discussion with a wordless noise to tell them you can fucking hear them, then hold up the palm husk so they can read your message.
Wanna go more places, but need rest now. People can come to my block sometimes. Oh my god, I can hear you.
Right, sorry, shit, complete asshole move of me. Karkat apologizes. I fully ignored you just then, and that was really rude. I'm sorry.
It's okay. You whisper loud as fuck, you know.
Sollux doubles over with laughter at that, and you can't help but snicker too. Though this is the first time you've met Karkat, something about teasing him just comes so naturally to you. Karkat covers his face with his hands and growls in frustration that you are certain is exaggerated. God fucking damn it, there's two of them! He grumbles. You hand Sollux's palm husk back to him and stand up. You wave goodbye to Karkat before heading back to your block. He promises he'll visit when he can, which is very sweet of him to offer. You think you like that kid. On the way between their block and yours, you pass by a door you know leads to a tech office that's mostly used for storage these days. You tap Sollux's shoulder and point to it. What's in there? He asks. You make a rectangle shape with your fingers, then pretend you're typing on a palm husk. Oh, you'll find one in there? You nod and turn towards the door. You clumsily knock on it just in case someone's in there, but when you don't hear anything, you press your hand to the scanner and let yourself in. The desks are piled up with tech no one's using right now. When people's stuff breaks and they need a backup right away, this is one of the places they can get them. There's a shelf full of spare devices right here. All you have to do is charge it up. You snag a palm husk and a power cord and turn it on real quick just to make sure it works, then hold it up to Sollux and nod. Got it? Cool. Let's go then. When you finally make it back to your comfortable sleeping platform, your body is thrilled to not be walking anymore. You're getting a little more used to it. You're keeping your balance better than you were at first, but it's still exhausting. You lean back, but you don't think you'll fall asleep, especially as your legs begin to ache from the exertion. So instead, you pass the time by setting up your palm husk. You don't have accounts on anything. You didn't need them when you were the system. So you have to make new ones. You don't have any photos to put in for an avatar, and you don't really want a close look at your current appearance, so you just leave it blank. You get into the main Trollian page and your empty contacts list and realize you don't actually know anyone's handle. You look up at Sollux, typing away at his keyboard. You hope he's not too busy. Hey, you say effortfully, breaking the silence and making him look up at you. Your voice doesn't quite last to the end of the syllable, but it's enough sound to get his attention, thankfully. Hey, he responds. Need something? You hold up your device with one hand and motion for him to come closer with the other. He does, and smiles when he sees your screen. Oh, you want me to put in mine? You nod and let him take it. When he hands it back to you, there's not one but two names in your list. Here you go. that one's me, and that one's Carcat," he says, and points them out to you. "If you ever can't get a hold of me, you can ask him." He goes to sit back down, and you start to type. Taciturn Aberration began trolling Twin Armageddons.
Thank you.
He looks up and smiles. "No problem."
Are you busy?
"A little, but I can step away if it's urgent."
No, just thought you must have a lot of questions. You can ask, and I can take time to answer. I missed full sentences.
Alright, sure. I mean, the main question I have right now is what happened when I was gone, but if you still don't want to talk about that...
No, you should know. In case it happens again.
It takes you a while to find the words, long enough that he goes back to whatever he was doing before while he waits for you to write it out. But when his husktop chimes with the new message alert, it grabs his attention immediately.
I panicked because thought she would see I got out and punish me. I forgot she's gone now. Forgot what you did for me. And I tried to undo it. I'm sorry.
You hear him take in a startled little breath, biting at his lip with a look of concern as he reads. A few times he starts typing, then deletes it as he tries to figure out how to respond to that. Sorry, I'm trying to think of what to say to that without getting really mad at people who aren't you. It's not your fault. None of this is. You're only so hurt because of what she did to you. You didn't deserve any of it.
It's all I know. Barely remember anything before.
Sollux exhales sharply at that, angry and pusher-broken on your behalf, but seemingly at a loss for how to express it, other than what he's already said.
Sorry. We should talk about something else. What are you working on?
Your descendant still looks distraught for you, and maybe a little jarred by the deliberate and abrupt change of topic, but he indulges you without protest. Oh, you know, the usual intergalactic tech support shit. Restarting or reinstalling stuff on my friend's husktops, except these husktops contain a lot of illegal rebellion resources and plans. It was not easy to get them off the Empire's network without going offline entirely. I basically had to trick both sides into thinking they were talking to each other. Took like half a perigee to get it working. That's my other main project, figuring out how to extricate that mess of surveillance from the internet.
Oh, that? She made me make it. I know how it works. I could help you deactivate it.
He looks up, eyes wide. Really? You can do that? You nod, and smile, and his response to that is to excitedly scoop up his hosktop and psionically drag a chair over so he can sit right next to you and show you. You spend the next couple of hours looking over each other's work. You commend him for the workaround he put together unassisted, and explain to him the intricacies of the system the former Empress had you build. It takes you a while to type it all out while your hands are still so weak and clumsy, but he waits patiently and reads attentively. The two of you formulate a plan to at least stop it from collecting data while you work on removing it entirely so it can't be used or misused ever again. It feels nice to use your technical expertise for something not horrible for a change. It's almost like you're making up for everything you were forced to do for the last several lifetimes. You can't imagine how many trolls were hurt because of systems you maintained, how many people had to hide themselves or risk culling just to speak their minds. An uncomfortable feeling bubbles up in your chest, and you try to ignore it. You don't want to think about the countless ways the Empress used you to make the universe worse. It feels like betraying not just yourself, but someone. You okay? Sollux asks suddenly. You must have been zoning out for long enough that he noticed. You nod, not wanting to elaborate, but he gives you a skeptical look and says, "We're at a decent stopping point for now. Why don't we take a break?" You don't protest. Maybe he thinks you're just tired and can't focus, and that's probably true. This is the longest you've stayed awake in a while. Maybe your think pen needs a break. Sollux settles down in his usual spot in the corner of your block, idly tapping away at his desktop. You figure either messaging someone or attending to some other work that wasn't urgent. You don't actually know what he's doing, since you can't see it. And given what you two were just working on, you'd think you're happy to let him do whatever he's doing without you watching. You don't need to know. At some point, he gets up and leaves. Just for a moment, he assures you, and returns with 2 cups, each with a lid and a straw. Wordlessly, but not rudely, he sets one down next to you and sits back down with the other, not pressuring you to respond in any way. You pick it up, though, and take a sip. The water is cool, but not too cold. It's a simple gesture, Sollux bringing you this, but he's put thought into every detail. His consideration, his patience, his respect for you fill you with a warmth that's familiar, like there was someone long ago who made you feel the same way. You try to mumble your thanks, but your voice breaks and gives up before it can really start. You've gotta stop trying that. It hurts like hell every fucking time. Apparently, vocal cords don't like it when all you do with them is scream. Fortunately, you now have another option. Taciturn Aberration began trolling Twin Armageddons.
Thank you.
No problem. Let me know if you need anything else.
I'm okay. Tired, but don't think I'll sleep.
Well, I don't have anywhere to be for the time being. I'll be here if you need me. Well, if he isn't doing much, maybe you could take the opportunity to talk.
Actually, I've been wondering.
Yes?
How did you find me?
Earlier today?
No, I mean, when you freed me. I still don't really remember yesterday. How did you get here? And why did you save me?
Sollux looks up at you and stops typing, setting his computer aside so you can see him better. You want to hear the full story? You nod, watching him attentively. He takes a deep breath and chuckles softly. Where do I begin?